Hiya, I'm going to show you this makeup look from scratch today, and everything I'm using is affordable from the high street, and I had about 10 minutes to get ready for a Zoom that I'm now running late to, so I hope you enjoy. As always, everything I've used is listed in the caption of the video, so if you click to make it full screen, the title will come up along the top, click the arrow next to it and a full list of what I've used will drop down. Okay, I've just put my skincare on and it's still kind of tacky to the touch. So I'm going to go in with the L'Oreal Infallible Fresh Wear Foundation. Now, when I got this, I was a little bit warmer. I haven't got any tan on today. So I'm mixing a couple of shades. I'm just going to take any brush to kind of stir it up on the back of my hand before I go in with my foundation brush. And I'm going to take this all over. Now, this foundation, I have worked with L'Oreal to make some TikTok videos for this, just so that I've kind of said that up front, you know I'm working with them. But I did just want to show you because it's a really lovely, long-wearing foundation with quite a radiant finish, and obviously it's lovely that it's kind of readily available in the high street and not going to break the bank either. You know the Infallible powder that I've shown you before? This is a liquid variation of that, so it's long wearing, it's got a lovely kind of satin finish to it, really going to give you the coverage if you want, you know, I've got the redness to cover, whatever it might be you're looking to cover. But it's just a lovely kind of lightweight finish and it lasts really well under a mask as well. So I'm going to go in with this one all over. I had quite a few questions actually about the powder, and I mean, I really like the powder as well. I'm not usually a powder kind of person, but I do think it's a lovely one. But a few people had said to me, if they have dry skin, would I recommend the powder? And I would probably recommend this liquid over the powder if you're particularly dry. Now I'm just buffing this in with a little peaches and cream brush. I'm going to take it all over, and I kind of did about half a pump of each of those two colours to mix this shade. So this is probably the equivalent of one normal pump. Okay, and there we go. Now, I just want to show you this, the Maybelline Instant Eye Eraser Concealer. I am quite happy with the coverage from that foundation, but if I did want to go in around the eyes, you've got the nice sponge tip on this, so that you don't need to kind of take a brush, or if you were maybe topping up through the day and you had redness, it's nice to have in your bag because you can just kind of stipple over the redness. I mentioned this in a feature I wrote for The Independent last week, all about redness and rosacea remedies. And one of the key reasons why I really like this one is if you have, I mean, everyone should be washing their brushes and sponges and what have you anyway, but if you have redness and you want to take something around with you, but you also want to make sure that you're keeping it clean, the great thing about this is you can take that sponge off, give it a proper wash, and then just, I mean, I'm using a wipe here, but just very carefully press it back in and it's ready to go back in your makeup bag. And I think things like that are just such a deal breaker, especially if you're working with maybe a slightly more problem skin and you want to keep everything under control. But powder wise, I'm just going to go in with a little bit of the Maybelline Fit Me powder. I bought this one after I saw someone had done a viral video on TikTok. That seems to be informing most of my purchases these days. But also, do you know what? All jokes aside, that was another reason why I really wanted to show you this foundation today in a video. Because those TikTok videos have just gone up, you can't really see and hear everything you need to know in a 15-second clip. But on a video, you can see how it sits, how does it go on, get a real sense of what it's going to be like. Okay, 3:53. I have a Zoom in 7 minutes, so I'm going to speed on. I'm going to go in with the Peaches and Cream Contour. This is on a little Bobbi Brown angled brush. And I'm just going to add a little bit of depth and definition to the cheeks here. Now, the Zoom I'm going on to is about eyes, so I'm not going to put any makeup on. I'm just going to use a few high street favourites on my complexion, smarten up, and then get going. And I'm just really gently tapping this on almost. I had a lovely message from someone recently. You know how I always say, like, I use a really soft pressure with my brushes. I'm barely really touching the skin. I just try and place the makeup on. And she said that, you know, she said, I've seen you do that a lot. I was kind of going in one ear out the other. And I've just switched and started to do it myself, and it does make such a difference. Because I get a lot of questions actually, like let's say if it's the It Cosmetics CC cream that I'm usually wearing, a lot of people will say to me, I use that, but I don't get the same level of coverage. And I do think it's because I'm just going in with Peaches Cream Blush in Tutti Frutti, by the way, same brush. I do think it's because I use a really soft pressure, and it means that you can kind of build a little bit more without lifting off what you're trying to build. Now I'm just doing a nice little flush of that through the high points of the cheeks. I'm going to take the tiniest bit of this on my nose as well. And then 355. Okay, we really are close to the bone here today. So I'm going to go in with a super quick, this is the L'Oreal Skinny Definer Brow Artist Pencil. And let me just think ahead if there's anything I need to tell you to save a bit of time. Lip-wise, oh, see, this is why you shouldn't rush. I bet now, if I didn't know I was on the clock, I'd do a really nice job of this makeup and the same time would pass and I wouldn't have been rushing. But as soon as you know you've got to rush, the panic sets in, doesn't it? And honestly, like your everyday makeup, I think it can look completely different and 10 times better if you just give yourself an extra 5 minutes to do a really nice job of it. Because I think for a lot of us, we've got everything that we need and like in our makeup bags. It's just the little touches of, are you using clean brushes? Are you giving yourself 10 minutes instead of 5 minutes to put it on? So I'm just going to brush those brows through. Brush out any little lines. We've got 4 minutes. We'll be fine. Okay. What am I going to do next? Mascara. I might just do the top lashes. I'm going in with the L'Oreal Telescopic Mascara. Okay, I'm going in with the Peaches and Cream Lip Liner in Borderline. And a little touch of Peaches Lip Gloss in Babe. Okay, it's 4 o'clock on the dot. I'm racing to my Zoom. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know if there's anything in particular you want to see in the comments and I'll come back to you and I'll talk to you very soon.